Good morning. My name is Mia Sankey, and the poem I will be reciting for you today is like totally whatever, After Taylor Molly, by Melissa Lazada Olivia. In case you haven't realized, it has somehow become necessary for white men to tell me how to speak. They interrupt a conversation that isn't even theirs and are like, speak like you mean it. And like the internet is ruining the English language. And they put my parentheticals, my likes and ums and you knows on a wait list. Tell them no one would take them seriously in a frilly pink dress or that makeup. Tell them they have a confidence problem, that they should learn to speak up. Like the hyper-masculine words were always the first to raise their hands. Invisible red pens and college degrees have been making their way into the middle of my sentences. I've been crossing things out every time I take a moment to think. Declarative sentences, so called because they declared themselves to be the loudest, most truest, most taking up the most space, most totally white men sentences, have always told me that being angry has never helped, anybody, has only gotten in the way of helping them declare more stuff about how they will never be forgotten, ever. It's like F. Scott Fitzgerald and Ernest Hemingway were geniuses for turning women into question marks. And it's like, maybe I'm always speaking in question because I'm so used to being cut off. It's like maybe this is a defense mechanism. Maybe everything girls do is the evolution of defense mechanisms. Like this is protection. Like our likes are our knee pads. Our ums are the knives we tuck into our boots at night. Our ya knows are the best friends we call when we're walking down a dark alley. Like this is how we breathe easier. But I guess feelings never helped anybody. I guess tears never made change. I guess everything girls do is a waste of time. So, welcome to the bandwagon of my own uncertainty. Watch as I stick flowers in your punctuation mark guns. 'Cause you can't just challenge authority. You gotta take it to the mall too. Teach it to do the bend and snap. Paint its nails, braid its hair. Tell it looks really good today. And in that moment, before you murder it with all the poison in your softness, you let it know that this moment, it's me using my voice. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Oakley Milligan, and the poem I will be reciting for you today is New Yorkers by Edward Fields. Everywhere else in the country, when someone asks, "How are you?" you're required to answer, like a phrase in a book, "Fine, and you?" only in New York can you say, not so good, or even rotten, and launch into your miseries and symptoms, then yawn and look bored when they interrupt, to go into the usual endless detail about their own. Nodding mechanically, you look at your watch. Look, Angel, I've got to run. I'm late for my, the analysts, but let's definitely get together soon. In just as sincere a voice as yours, they come back with, definitely. And both of you know what that means. Never. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Harper Merrill, and the poem I will be reciting for you today is Crazy English by Richard Lederer. Let's face it, English is a crazy language. There's no egg in eggplant or ham in hamburger. Neither apple nor pine in pineapple. English muffins were not invented in England or French fries in France. Sweet meats are candies, while sweet breads, which aren't sweet, are meat. We take English for granted, but if we explore its paradoxes, we find that quicksand can work slowly. Boxing rings are square, and a guinea pig is neither from Guinea nor is it a pig. And why is it that writers write, but fingers don't fing, grocers don't grosh, and hammers don't ham? If the plural of tooth is teeth, why isn't the plural of booth beef? One goose, two geese, so one moose, two meese. One index, two indices. Is cheese the plural of Jews? If teachers taught, why didn't preachers prot? If a vegetarian eats vegetables, does a humanitarian eat? In what language do people recite at a play and play at a recital? Ship by truck and send cargo by ship? Have noses that run and feet that smell? Park on driveways and drive on parkways? How can a slim chance and a fat chance be the same? Well, a wise man and a wise guy are opposites. How can the weather be hot as hell one day and as cold as hell another? When a house burns up, it burns down. You fill in a form by filling it out. An alarm clock goes off by going on, and when the stars are out, they are visible. But when the lights are out, they are invisible. And why? When I wind up my watch, I start it. But when I wind up this essay, I end it. Now, I know why I flunked my English, but it's not my fault. This silly language doesn't quite know whether it's coming or going. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Tillie Killam, and the poem I'll be reciting for you today is Advice for Teenage Girls with Wild Ambition and Trembling Hearts by Clementine von Radix. When Anne Frank was 13 years old, she disappeared behind a bookcase with her family and everything hunted, writing an ocean into a diary. When they found her, she was treated as nothing more than a spark above a burning bush. Despite this, she still said, "I really believe people are good at heart." And when Joan of Arc was 14, she heard a voice calling her to greatness. When the doubters called her crazy, she did not listen. Grabbed her sword, grabbed her shield, and her two good hands. She was the maid of untamed patriotism, born to reunite a country like a broken heart. Malala was 15 when a man climbed onto her school bus and insisted her sisters name her enemy. When she did not hide, she was shot 3 times in the temple. 3 years later, in an ocean of survival and no apologies, she stood before the United Nations and told them how her country was burning. Mary Shelley was 16 years old when she invented science fiction, the story of a man named Frankenstein and his creator. She soon learned little girls with big ideas are much scarier than monsters. It's okay. She was remembered long after they put down their torches. Jackie Mitchell was 17 when she struck out Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, one right after the other. Grown men were so afraid of the lightning in her fingertips, 2 days later, all women were fired from the major leagues because girls are too delicate to play baseball. Sacagawea was 18 with a baby on her back, leading Lewis and Clark across North America. Cleopatra, 18, when she became Queen of the Nile. Nellie Bly, 18, bringing justice to journalism. And you are now 18, standing on the precipice, trembling before your own greatness. This is your call to leap. There will always be those who say you are too young or too delicate to make anything happen for yourself, but they don't see the part of you that smolders. Don't let their doubting drown out the sound of your own heartbeat. You are the first drop of rain in a hurricane. Your bravery builds beyond you. You are needed. We have a little girl still living in secret, writing oceans of monsters and throwing like lightning. You don't need to grow up to find greatness. You are so much stronger than the world has ever even told you you could be. The world is waiting for you to set it on fire. Trust in yourself and burn. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Oliver Molloy, and the poem I'll be reciting for you today is Don't Go Into the Library by Alberto Rios. The library is dangerous. Don't go in. If you do, you know what will happen? It's like a pet store or a bakery. Every single time, you'll come out of there holding something in your arms. Those novels with their big eyes, and those no-nonsense, all muscle, greyhounds and Dobermans, all nonfiction and business, cuddly when they're young, but then the first page is turned. The donut scent of it all, knowledge, the aroma of coffee being made, in all those books. Something for everyone. The deli offerings of civilization itself. The library is the book of books. It's concrete and wood and glass covers, keeping within them the very big, very long story of everything. The library is dangerous, full of answers. If you go inside, you may not come out the same person who went in. Thank you.